Habib Lanrey.
Yes.
CEO. Let me just put icing on the cake.
Or you can just say creative director of OP Studios.
Creative director of
Yes,
OP Studios.
yes.
You want to be on the ground. I know.
Ghana, when you are there, it means that you have to be there.
I know. Right? Everything has to show that you are there.
Yes.
Your car,
yes.
everything. Did you see car outside?
I met him at the entrance.
Okay.
Like he was entering the reception.
So that's where you met him.
So I haven't seen the car.
But you go and see the car. Lanrey, Habib, good to have you, man.
Thank you.
When was the last time we saw each other?
It's been some time. I think
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But we met here. I think the last time we met was here.
Yes.
We met was here.
We did a job together.
Exactly. But how's it been so far?
It's been wonderful. I mean, with all the challenges with the COVID.
Yeah.
Yes, and everything, At a point, the photography industry became very slow, and then it's now picking up. At a point, the president gave an order that...
no parties, no stuff.
Yes,
so it means no job for you.
I mean, we had jobs, but it wasn't, mainly... My part mainly it's wedding photography.
Okay.
Yeah, so at a point it wasn't going well for us. Yeah, so we had 1 or 2 jobs out there, but not the weddings.
Right. So ceremonial photography, that's what you do. Kind of thing.
Yes.
But then, how did you get into photography? Out of the numerous professions in the world.
Yeah, I mean,
could have been a soldier man because I can see. I mean, you're very well built. I know. Yeah. But why photography?
I mean, it's a beautiful story. It started. I mean, I never intended to be a photographer, and now photography is very big, like it's very broad.
Very.
Yes. So it's more like art, right? So I had fancy for taking photos with my phone.
Okay.
But that's how I started. I mean, I love art. I have this friend, Mo Audu.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard about him before.
I've heard of Mo.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Mo, right. Oh, yeah.
So we used to take pictures together with our phones, and then, I mean, along the line, that there's this person that you call necessary evil. I had a friend, and he's that type.
Okay.
That friend that people know that
Yeah.
His boys he's not he's bad.
I know, right?
He's
in between, honey ho.
Okay, so there was this time that he invited me to a wedding.
Okay.
I mean, I had my life savings. I bought some cameras some time ago.
Okay.
I don't know why I even bought that first camera.
You didn't know why you bought it?
Yeah, I don't know why I bought it. I mean, I was just saving towards something.
Okay.
And then it got to a point I felt that, let me just buy a camera because I love photography. I used to take pictures with my phone.
Okay.
And then so there was this day that a friend called me to. He said he wanted me to escort him to a wedding.
Okay.
So we got there, and then the photographer didn't show up.
Right.
And then he told me, he's like, "Oh, Habib, I know you can do this. I know you're very good with your phone, and I believe that you can do it with your camera. Since you have a camera, why don't you go for it?"
Okay.
So that's how that's how I started. And then, I mean, after the first shots, and then that friend, he introduced me to how I was going to package everything.
Okay.
Because it was a wedding. So I mean, after that first one,
right.
After the first one, the client was wild with whatever images I gave to her.
Okay.
And to my surprise, I didn't know.
You didn't know what you did, yeah.
Yes, So and then from there he encouraged me. He just said that, look, I've been telling you this. I know you can do this. Just go for it. So I always give thumbs up to that guy, man.
Right.
He's that type of guy.
Super. So. By the mere fact that you started taking photography with your phone, and then a friend also gave you that go ahead spirit, and then eventually go into how long have you been taking photos?
For like 7 years now.
7 years.
Yes, 7
wow.
years,
And has been like the sole thing you've been doing.
Yes, I mean now.
Wow.
I'm 100% photographer.
CEO, dear, no yawa. But tell me, of course, you touched on it. Like the type of photography that you do is more like weddings, ceremonies, and what have you. But do you try doing any other type of photography where you take random images and you go like, woo?
Yes. I mean, we have landscape photography, and then we have product shoot photography too.
Landscape and what?
Landscape products.
Okay.
So like the Belaquas, like the drinks.
Okay.
And stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I do a couple of those ones too.
Okay.
When they come our way, I mean, I do them.
But how do you identify? Let's even go to some. Do you take natural or nature?
Nature, yes. That's the landscape.
Landscape.
Yes.
How are you able to tell, or does it happen spontaneously like this thing? Let me just get my camera, or you kind of like set your mind and like I really want to take this shot, and then you go for it.
I mean, it depends on how you feel at that moment, you know.
Okay.
At a point to maybe it might be a contract from a different person who wants you to take that type of photography.
Okay.
That type of pictures. Or I mean, sometimes you can be there and then the thing will just hit you up like, look, you know, I'm a photographer. I'm not supposed to be based on
only one aspect of the whole art.
Yes, let me just try and do all around photography. I mean, photography it's not like what we see. It's very big. There's more
to it.
Yeah, to it. There's more to it.
Right.
I mean, it's more. I don't know how to put it, but that's like
it's
the real art.
Deeper than we see it.
Yeah, it comes to calculations and all that.
Right.
Yes. So I mean.
So sometimes your feeling is just your sentiment could just tell that this is a nice shot. I need to go for it.
Right, yes, exactly,
right. Tell me, I mean, 7 years in the industry.
Yes.
Obviously, you've met ups and downs, challenges. You've also improved upon yourself because I've seen you, you know, in a couple of jobs and everything with the drones, with the flash thing.
Yes.
I don't know. Is that an umbrella? What do you call that? For me, it looks like an umbrella.
It's a modifier.
Oh, modifier.
So you can call it, modifier or a softbox.
The soft. Okay, so I mean, I've seen you with all of these stuff and everything. But is it how capital intensive is it?
It depends. It depends on your craft. I wouldn't say because somebody can have just a camera without all that, and then at the end of the day, we'll have beautiful pictures depending on the job you put into it after you take the pictures, right? But some too use all that so that when they come back to the bench, they won't do a lot of work to the picture.
In terms of editing.
Right. That's exactly my point. Yeah. So it depends on wherever you want to base your photography. Okay. So like, for instance, like the landscape and the other ones, you don't need more of the lightning, you don't need more of the modifiers and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, with the weddings, I mean, you want to take beautiful pictures. Yeah. Like, you know, there are memories that you're not supposed to.
Exactly. You want to, you know, have lived forever. The show was Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio. I'm speaking to Habib Lanrey, creative director. I should address him as creative director of OP Studios. I mean, it's photography, and tomorrow is World Photography Day. We're commemorating the day today, the 18th of August. But we're going to be displaying some of his works right there to see the kind of eye he's got. I don't know if they call it an eagle eye. Spots that shot and then he goes for it. Do you need to have a certain kind of educational, what the minimum level of education you need to have before, or qualifications before you get into photography?
I mean, me personally, I think I would say basic education is enough for you to become a photographer. Yes, I mean, you should know your A, B, C, D, your plus, your minus and stuff.
Read and write.
Yeah, read and write.
How about calculations? Because you mentioned something about calculation.
Yes, it's very important because at a point you have to calculate the lightning, the lights that you have.
Okay.
And you know, we have like 3 basics of photography. Like if you know those basics, it will be very simple for you.
Okay.
So something like the ISO, the shutter, and then the f-stop.
Okay, so what's the ISO?
So ISO is basically something that gives you light, you know.
Okay.
Especially if you don't have light. ISO, it's you just have to know the calculation of ISO and then the shutter, you know.
Okay.
So the ISO basically is more like something that will give you more light.
Okay.
So the
more you increase the intensity,
the more you increase the ISO, the more light you have.
You get. Right.
Understand? So if you know those calculations, and those calculations, I mean, always must be fast. You don't have to sit down and it's not like the one that you have to pick a pen and
a paper,
and then be writing it. You just have to like
think fast.
Think fast. So you know that you don't want to miss the shots. So you know that when I add 100 of this, 200 of this, I'm going to have this lightning on my camera. Right. So I mean, you just have to think fast.
Think fast and all. So it's not about getting your degree. But you know, people actually do study photography at the university.
Yes.
Right. But
a lot of people.
At least basic, just know your elements, read and write, and then you're good to go.
Yeah, you're good to go.
Right.
It depends on the type of photography you're doing anyway.
Oh, the type of photography, right? Tell me, everything. There are pros and cons, challenges and everything. What are some of the challenges in photography?
I mean, as a wedding photographer, right?
Uh-huh.
I've had some challenges, especially with clients.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I even had a client. I mean, at the end of the session with them, they didn't even want me to post their pictures on any of my social media platforms.
And why is that?
Even I tried doing that on my WhatsApp. They saw it.
Did you do a bad job?
No, they just didn't want. There are people who don't want their stuff out there. There are people who pay for you to even advertise their weddings and stuff. But there are some people too, they like to be private.
Oh, okay.
They don't want that, yes.
Right.
And with those people, I mean, I don't know if I should call them irate customers. With those people, they don't
want to be open to the public.
Yes. So that's when some of us introduce in our agreements that if you don't want us to feature some of your wedding pictures on our platform, it means that you have to pay
a certain amount.
Yes, a certain amount for that. Because the jobs, the recent jobs are the ones.
Yeah, that would give you the next job. Yeah, okay.
So basically, yes.
Right. That's great. So these are some of the challenges you're
these
facing.
are some of the challenges. And also,
how about an equipment? I mean, you get to a place and then this camera is messing you up.
I mean, with the equipment, yes, the main challenge is with how you want to empower yourself or how you want to be more in the limelight.
Okay.
Right? You need to get more equipment to up your game.
Okay.
You don't have to. I mean, you can't be where you were yesterday. I mean, every day you have to just
upgrade yourself.
Upgrade yourself. Yeah. So I mean, with that one, and because of the taxes and everything, our equipments are very expensive, and you can't. Some of them you can't buy directly from the website. You have to buy through someone.
Okay.
Or through an agent.
Okay.
Or it depends on how quickly you want it to. You have to buy through some of these services. You understand? So I mean, there are challenges in every field. Yeah.
All right. You made mention of clients and everything, and I believe some of the strangest clients that you've worked with, they don't really want you to post their pictures, and they put you in that position where, like, okay, so how do I even show my next clients that this are some of the things I've done? But have you ever been encountered with a situation where a client wants you to take certain types of photos that are not really your type of photos? For instance, some ladies want to go like, you're a photographer, I want to call you, come take me some nudes or some for modeling and stuff like that. Have you?
Yes. I mean, of course.
Is this something that you're welcome? You're ready to do?
Yes, I am. I mean, I've done it before.
Okay.
Yes. It's part of the job.
The job, right?
This is what you want to do. I mean, there's at a point. There's this time that I even shot my ex's wedding.
Okay.
Which
of the ex? My sister. Okay. Right.
Yeah. And at that moment, I thought that, look, this is what I signed up for. This is what I want to do. This is the job. I can't just go. I mean, the story is different. I didn't know it was her wedding.
Okay.
So we were hired. The company was hired.
Okay.
And I didn't know what happened.
Right.
I didn't know the client's name and everything. I didn't have any info.
Okay.
Yeah, because usually I don't. There's somebody who
who's in charge of getting the clients on,
so
right?
I ended up at her house. It was a wedding, and
you just had to take it. So were you able to take like a proper shot? Were you focus on the eye and start the face and everything? At the point,
I wanted to leave, and
got to him.
Yes, I wanted to leave, but I said to myself, like, this is what I signed up for. No, yeah, and I'm like, I am so glad that I didn't leave.
Okay.
Yes, I told myself this is what I signed up for, and I'll do it no matter what.
Right. So we talked about the emergence of smartphones and how some of the camera are able to perform the same, almost. If I think equal functions as. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're the professional here. Some lenses of these cameras perform almost equal functions as the device, the camera itself. Has it actually disrupted your industry, the photography industry in general?
I would say no.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'll say no, because the cameras that we use are DSLR cameras, and with
DSLR.
our cameras.
And what kind of camera? What does that mean?
I mean, you want me to explain what?
Yeah, like the DSL. What's? Just give me a brief DSLR, right?
Yeah, but I'm trying to let you understand why I don't think that the
smartphones
will have effect on.
All right,
especially especially being a wedding photographer. I mean, you even though it's possible, I don't think that you want somebody to come to a wedding, and I don't think you want somebody to come to a wedding and then come with a phone to take your wedding pictures, right? I don't think that would be cool, even though it's possible.
Yeah.
But with the DSLR cameras, you use those ones because of post production. It's not just taking the pictures. After taking the pictures, there are packages that comes with it. So like the frames, like the photo books. You need high quality pictures to do all that.
Right.
You can't use the phone because the phone's megapixel is not as big as the DSLR cameras.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they are small. But in some instance, you can use the phone, like landscape photography, like food photography, and all those ones. You can use the phone. I mean, it doesn't. I don't think it really has an effect with the DSLR camera.
Oh, okay. It doesn't really affect it.
No, I don't think so.
That's great. The show is Africa Daily on Africa Global Radio. We're talking about photography here, and I'm in the studio seated with Lanrey Habib, creative director at LP Studios, and he's into wedding ceremonial photography and all of that. I mean, doing an incredible shot. We're going to be displaying some of his works as we talk right here, so you can monitor it. Watch us on Facebook. On Twitter, YouTube, by the way. Subscribe to our channel, Africa Global Radio. Follow us, like, and share. What are some of the ethics of your profession? What are some of the things that you wouldn't, the lines that you wouldn't cross? I mean, for you, it's like, this is my ethic. I would not do this. This I would do. These are our code of conducts. What are some of the ethics of a photographer?
I would say that like respect for the people, like respect for the client. I mean, and also, usually the agreement with the client. I mean, you don't have to.
You don't breach it.
You don't have to breach it. And then, like I said, respect. That's number one. Yeah, number one. And with my clients, I am so much into them that I try to
please them at all costs.
Yes, at all costs.
Right.
Yes, right. I try to do that at all costs. I mean, a lot more to that. Yeah.
Right. And what line you wouldn't cross in your profession?
Like breach.
Yeah. Breach a contract. Okay, that's something you wouldn't do.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, so aside the ceremonial, the wedding images and what have you, what kind of natural photography interests you? Like an epic shot. Is it the ones that are focused more in the cities, or the rural areas, or the forests areas? Which one interests you the most? Or it's just like,
I mean, I'll say street photography.
Street photography.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a couple of your shots that are on the why.
Because it tells a lot of stories, and it has different meanings to whatever images you put out there. I mean, you can see a different meaning to whatever image I put there, and I can also see a different meaning to it.
Exactly.
So, I mean, I feel the vibe anytime I pick up my camera to take those images.
Okay.
Because I feel there's a story behind it. Yeah. So
I've seen a couple of images. I think around Nima, there's a little girl.
Yes.
So you're just trying to tell a story. It's not just for the fun of it.
And I have a couple of ones at the Accra High Street and some too at around Jamestown.
Okay.
A lot of stories.
Yeah, these are historic areas that you'd want to take shots of. Absolutely amazing. So let's come to this. If there's any profession, or what type of profession do you think you might want to get into that the photography would help you so much? that you wouldn't be parts away? I think you're so in love with the photography that if she was a woman, I believe you'd put a ring put a ring on the finger or something. Yeah, but what profession would you take or get into that you think would be an upper hand or an advantage for you being a photographer?
I mean, to be honest, I don't see any other profession. But
Really?
if if
have you offered this guy the presidency of Ghana?
No, that one I don't want to do.
It's about the passion.
So you've never ever thought about any kind of profession before you actually took up the camera? What did you want to do?
IT, honestly. I wanted to be a programmer.
So IT, that's fine. Right.
I wanted to be a programmer. I mean, I don't know what the future holds. I don't know if I'll still move in that direction. Yeah. But I mean, for now, photography.
It's just photography.
Yes.
But I think IT is closer to
it is.
photography.
It is.
Because at the end of the day, after taking the shots, you need to do a few works on them, and it has to do with editing and everything.
Yeah, with editing.
And that's technology. Mommy, you want to take a shot at Lanrey? He says he's not the boss. He's creative director, OP Studios.
Yeah, so he said he's into, you do wedding photography,
Yeah.
right? Aside, do you do any other type of photography? Or is it strictly wedding
he
photography?
talked about
Yes, I do. I
street
mentioned
shots.
it. Yes.
Street shots.
Like
Street
kinda like
photography.
those epical shots on the streets.
Product shoots as well.
Okay, so you don't do like studio shoots, but let's say in as much as you do wedding and then you do street shots, let's say somebody comes here like, oh, I want to come and shoot my birthday.
Yeah, I mean,
You do that. So since you're okay,
It's a
so
ceremony, an event.
yes, like he said, maybe we shouldn't name it wedding photography. We
Yeah,
should just say
like
it's-
an event
yes,
photography.
Yes, event photography.
okay. So do you do in studio beauty shots?
Yes, I do that.
You do that.
Yes.
So once the person presents the offer that I want you to do this type of photography for me, you could do it.
Once it's photography, I
You
mean,
can
I
do
am
it.
ready for it. Yeah.
Okay. So and I wanted to ask, what goes into, let's say you decide to come up with a concept to shoot.
Yes.
And I have a photographer friend, right?
Okay.
And then sometimes he's just there and then he sees something, he's like, I want to recreate this.
Recreate, yeah.
What goes into the creative process?
Yeah, a lot. I mean, there are instances that you have some bookings. You just have to think about it. You have to think about how you wow the client. So sometimes you have to write them down. Those are the times that you have to sit down and think deeply. Because I mean, the client won't tell you. So mostly the client won't tell you what they want, but you have to be creative enough to give them that wow factor,
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, sometimes you just have to crack your brain. Sometimes it even takes like 2 days before, before like getting a concept for a wedding or whatever photography you're doing.
Want to?
Yeah.
Wow, it's a whole lot.
Yeah,
because you really want to like blow
'cause
the mind.
sometimes you see certain photos and you're like, whoa.
How did you do that?
I'm always sourcing images for our gallery. So it's like you see certain pictures, like,
yeah.
It dumbstrucks you for like a minute. Then you're like, whoa.
How did you manage?
How did it turn out like this? And then there's this thing they do this thing on Twitter, right? Where they put the BTS of some of the shoots that they do. So they do the setup and then the shots. And you look at the setup and you look at the shots and you're like, it's photography magic.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said earlier, there are post productions.
Okay.
So after you take the pictures, you come back to the bench, you work around it. So if there are some stuff at the background that you don't want, you take them off. Maybe you work on the skin tone and some other stuff.
Right.
Yeah, just to have a.
But sometimes some people have also criticized to a larger extent that you to do too much editing on some of the images, like they are not real, are not natural. How true is that?
I mean, it is true.
Plenty.
Some of the guys, and I mean, it's not. Sometimes it's not the fault of the photographer.
Okay.
You have a client that will tell you that, look, I don't want to see even one spot on my face. I want it to look smooth.
So smooth.
I don't care. Yes, increase the hips and yes and all that.
Increase the hips.
Oh yeah, I mean, a flat tummy.
I want flat tummy. Yeah.
You're kidding? So you can do all that?
Yes, you can.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, and you have to know how to do it because yes, you don't want a client to come and then ask you for all all these favors, and then you turn them down. I mean, it won't speak
That's
well
that's
of you.
photography surgery. I'm serious. I mean, given him, Charlie,
flatting Tommy.
Yeah, because we've heard it. I mean, people like, oh, some of the pictures they take, they're not. You see the person's face in the photograph in the picture, and then you see the third person in real life.
I mean, we are of more of natural pictures.
Okay.
Yes, we like to show you the way you are. Yeah.
Right. Finally, there's something that interests me in your art or your line of photography. You seem to be working with a lot of women. Why?
Yeah, you know what they say about women, right? And I believe that, I mean, like, we have to empower them.
Okay.
I mean, when you look at photography, you think that it's for only the men.
But back in the days, it used to be like that. Growing up, I never knew a female photographer.
Yes.
And recently, when I saw the film, I'm like, are you? Really? You?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of women who show interest in photography now. Because in my team, I have about 12 women that I'm working.
12 women?
Yeah, 12 women.
12 women?
Yes.
Wow, man. Kudos, man.
And they are very, very good.
Yeah.
They are very good. I mean, some of the sweet images you see out there
are shot by women?
Yes, were shot by women, yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I mean, thumbs up to you, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just, like I said, I'm the creative director, so I just have to be creative.
I know, right? Yeah.
Direct them to do whatever they're supposed to do. Yeah, but
I can testify to that. I mean, we had one over the weekend with our Women's Relief Alliance Foundation. We had this weekend exercise at a certain school in Medina, and she came around. I never knew she was actually from his team.
Yeah.
She gave us a crazy images, man, like some shots. It was like, wow. And yeah, that's the power.
I mean, a lot of the women now want to
get into photography.
Yes, get into photography. I think they now love the passion.
Okay.
Yeah, they want it to be like, because I have a lot of people in my inbox always asking me if they can join the team.
Okay.
You know, yeah. And I mean,
it's easy, it's easy to learn.
No.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm just asking. Is it easy to learn?
No, you just have to love it.
Okay.
You know, be passionate about it.
Okay.
This is what you want to do. So usually my team, usually you go through, first of all, you go through an interview process.
Okay.
And then we take you through a talk session.
Okay.
I mean, so usually if you're not interested, at a point you fall off.
Yeah.
Because you
during your interactions.
Yes, you'll be like, what is man is saying? I don't think this job is for me.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I talked to almost all of them.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll always remind them the first time they came, the reason why they came.
Right. Right.
So I mean, I speak to them deep, and then at the end of the day,
I mean, more women in the photography industry, man, it would really light it up, huh? You want to try? Oh, you rather want to be the one that you should be taking the photo, Abby? I know.
She wants to be the model.
Offer myself as a model whenever he needs one.
Yeah, she's good on not using it, but being used on it.
She wants to be the model.
I know, right? Okay, thank you very much, Habib Lanrey.